Welcome to our series on creative financing, where we discuss buying investment real estate using other people's money. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, said that the most important word in the world of money is cash flow. But he added, the second most important word is leverage. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about leverage. Simply put, leverage is nothing more than an investment strategy of using borrowed money to finance an investment. But we're not talking about using borrowed money to buy a boat or to buy a car or borrowing on our credit card and leaving a balance at the end of the month. We're talking about the difference between good debt and bad debt. We're talking about buying an income producing, positive cash flowing asset using borrowed funds. Big difference. So let's look at an example. I have $100,000 and I want to go out and buy an investment property. Now, don't get hung up on the $100,000. I know that you can't buy a property for $100,000 very many places anymore. You can use 500,000, you can use a million, it really doesn't matter. But for the example, we're using $100,000 because it's an easy number to work with. So I've got my $100,000 and I make an offer on a property and my offer is accepted. The gross income on that property is $20,000. The operating expenses are $8,000. The net operating income is $12,000. Income minus expenses equals NOI. And our cap rate on this deal is 12%. So if we look at the debt service, there is no debt service. We paid cash for the investment. This means that our cash flow is $12,000. It also means that our cash on cash return is 12%. We put in $100,000 and our annual return is $12,000. Our value at a 10% cap rate is $120,000. And because we own the property outright, we have no debt. Our equity is $120,000 as well. So if we do this deal, I have $100,000 and I use it to pay cash for a $100,000 property. How many deals can I do? And what is my total cash flow? If you said one deal with total cash flow of $12,000, you would be correct. So let's extend our example. And we go to the bank or we go to a lender, we go to a mortgage broker, and there is a lender who will give us 75% loan to purchase price or $75,000 on our purchase. This means that we are only putting in $25,000 out of our pocket. The building income and expenses stay the same. It's still gross income at $20,000, still operating expenses of $8,000, still NOI of $12,000, and our cap rate is still 12% on the purchase. But we've put a loan on the property. Let's say it's 5% interest on a 30-year amortization. This means that our annual payments are $4,803. This has the result of dropping our cash flow to $71.97. We don't have cash flow of $12,000 anymore. But look at our cash on cash return. Our cash on cash return has gone to 28.8%. Why? Because we've only put $25,000 into the deal and our cash flow is $71.97. The value of our building hasn't changed, but the equity in the property has changed because we have now borrowed money against it. That said, how many deals can we do and what is our total cash flow? Well, if you chicken scratch down on the paper beside you that we can do 4 deals, you were correct. If you have $25,000 on a $100,000 property, we could do 4 of those same deals. And our total cash flow is now $28,788. Our cash flow has gone up because we are now doing 4 deals. Yes, we're only making $71.97 as cash flow on each deal, but we're now doing 4 of them. So our cash flow has gone from $12,000 to $28,788. Let's take this example one step further. We now have a secondary lender who's willing to give us 15% loan to value on the property. So let's say, for argument's sake, that this is a 7% loan, interest only. This means we've gotten a primary loan of $75,000. We have a secondary loan of $15,000. We've only had to put in $10,000. Gross income is the same. The operating expenses are the same. Our NOI is the same, and our cap rate is the same. Essentially, the deal has not changed except for our financing. But our debt service has increased. Now, in addition to the first loan of 4803, we have secondary financing at 1036 for total debt service of 5839. That has a result of reducing our cash flow. We now are only getting 6161 in cash flow. But look at our cash on cash return. We have only put in $10,000. So our cash on cash return is 61.6%. The value of the property hasn't changed. It's still $120,000, but our equity has dropped. We now only have $30,000 equity in the property. How many deals can we do if we only have to put in $10,000? That's exactly correct. We can do 10 deals, but look at our total cash flow. Our cash flow has gone to $61,610. Why? Because we are doing 10 deals with a cash flow of $61.61 each. Now let's stretch the example one more time. Instead of 90% financing, we now get 100% financing, a combination of loans totaling 100% of the purchase price. Our building purchase has not changed. It's still $20,000 gross income, still $8,000 in expenses, still NOI of $12,000, and still a cap rate of 12%. Our debt service has changed. Our debt service has gone up because our secondary financing is now 1727 instead of 1036. So our total debt service is now 6530. We are now making a measly 5470 in cash flow. But we haven't invested any money personally. We have borrowed 100% of the purchase price. So if we're making 5470 and we have not invested anything personally, what is our cash on cash return? And how many deals can we do? And what do you think the cash flow looks like? Look, the building is still worth 120,000, and each one of those buildings is going to be worth 120,000. The equity in each building is only 20,000, but our cash on cash return is infinite. We have not put any of our own personal money into the deal, and we can do an infinite number of deals. And our total cash flow potential is infinite. The key here is that we have financed the properties to 100%. Is this possible? Absolutely. The key is you have to ask. You have to take the time and have the courage to ask for what you want. Because if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And that is the power of leverage.